Oh, first real test of this trailer, even though I took it to the city today and then on the freeway and had a full load on it. Now I've got an engine on it. Yay. Well, I dropped the tyre pressure down to 36 psi in that trailer. It follows very nicely. It doesn't squeak or anything. It's not all over the place. Yeah, seems to be good. I have to reverse all the way back there. Oh, the engine's going now and I'm driving back from where I reversed. That was fun. Good practice. A few smashed cars here. Trailer makes a good bench to sort out all my new oil. I just had a car in for a service. This thing's only been running for an hour. Look how much goddamn water's coming out of it. A lot of that gets lost soaking into the sand. That's amazing. I like that. I came home and look what I found. Thank you. Morning. Well, finally, I get time to do an auto service on my own car. Yay. Well overdue for it. I got a new filter and everything. I'll just let it sit here for a while in neutral. Cause that drains the whole valve body and everything doing that. If you leave it in park or a gear, it won't do this. So that'll get all empty and yeah, put it all back together and give it a good flush. I've got enough fluid. I recommend that, you know, people do this at least every 2 years or 40,000 kilometres. Otherwise your auto's going to shit itself, isn't it? That's all that moves your car, the fluid. If it's not for the fluid, the auto won't work. You know, all of the energy of the engine goes through that fluid. So, yeah. Look, I'm making a mess over there. Cool. I figured I'd just show the difference between new and old, you see, in the bottom of this pan, which is filthy. I should have done this months ago. You see the difference? One's sort of, yeah, one's nice and fresh looking and one's not. Yeah. There we go, that's nice and clean. I use Carby cleaner to clean these. They come up real good. And there's the difference between new and old filter. As I say, this is well overdue. I wanted to do this at least 6 months ago. I never got time, or if I had time, I never had the room. So, yes, so now I made time and everyone can go away until this is done. I'm sick of working on other people's cars, making them good and driving around something I know was like this. So it's just, yeah. So that's just the outside, there's the filter inside. So, it's just awful. Don't let your auto get that bad. Oh, well, that's done. The other reason this auto runs a bit warm. Look at the exhaust. So that's why I've got 2 coolers on it. But I might as well put a line filter with magnets in, because I'll let it get this bad and run that for a few weeks. And that'll clean out anything else that comes out of the clutch packs and torque converter. But now I'm going to flush the nuts out of it. But unfortunately it's a bit late at night to run this particular car. Might annoy the neighbours. So I'll just change the oil now, it's been sitting for many hours. I'll let that drain overnight. Yeah, it's best to drain your oil when it's cold unless you're in sub-zero temperatures, or if you've only got 10 minutes to do an oil change. Because this is the best way to get all the crap out. It drains down from the head and all the sides of the block and everything, and it all comes out, and then you just pour about 2 cups of fresh oil in, let it sit for another 20 minutes, and that flushes all the crap out of the sump, and then you know you've got a clean engine. If you warm it up, you're spreading oil everywhere, and it takes hours for it to settle back down into the sump. So it's silly to warm it up if it's already cold, unless it's Sub-Zero. Oh, I figured while I'm here I might as well dump the power steering fluid and give that system a flush as well. Why not, eh? Might as well give the front end a grease. Even though I've got XJ40 ball joints in it, so they're non-greasable. So, all I can do is grease the rack and the tie rod end and the rear end. Damn, this thing's going to stink when I start it, all the bloody transmission fluid. The handprints when I have to drag myself forward. And the rack's very oily because the valley end gaskets are leaking and the rocker cover gaskets are starting to go because they're all cork on these. So I'm going to make my own gaskets when I get time to do that. But to do a power steering flush, the best way to do it without the engine running, that is find the return line from the rack, which is generally the bigger one. It's this one here. That one there's your high pressure, and then the other two are the actual rack ones. Just go to the left or right hand turn. That's your pinion. It's just got control valves in it to tell it which way to go. But just undo that. I can't really see what I'm doing. And let that get into drainage trays and just make sure they're under it properly. It makes a bit of a mess. There we go. It's going into the tray. Once that's finished draining, go take the steering lock off and then slowly turn it to full lock. And that'll push all the fluid out of the rack. And then go pour a bit of fluid in the reservoir, and that'll flush the line here. And if you want to, you can just fill the reservoir a bit and start it for a second and just flush it through and redo this. So yeah, it's fairly easy to do this. I'll let this drain for a while and then just steer it from lock to lock. Now I'll pour a 1/4 of a litre of oil in the engine. Now it's coming out, pushing out all the black stuff, and it should start coming out clear. Oh yeah, I don't think I showed the modification I did to the auto cooler I installed. Because it's on a bonnet that opens like this, I decided to keep that end fixed and put this end on a spring. And that way, everything sort of works correctly. Oh, the cat's back. But, as you close it, it goes up into position. And that way it keeps the hoses at the right tension and doesn't crimp them, and doesn't put too much load on it when you open it. So, yeah, it works well. Spring. Merry Christmas, Jack. Aww. You got your present last night, little mouse. I had to chase around the room because you brought it inside. Damn cat. Aw, you're so cute. Alright, I filled the engine with oil. It's got the new filter. Put 3.5 litres of fluid in the transmission. And I've disconnected the coolers up here. I put that line into a copper tube, which should theoretically end up in the tub. And I just put this one here just in case, because sometimes you get a little bit of dribble out the other line. Just depends how the valving's set up. But this way I've got it plumbed so fluid will go through that cooler, and then out into the tray. So it'll flush the coolers at the same time. Let's see if it'll start dead cold with no throttle application. I'm going to turn the gas on. Hang on. Try that. Better. Yeah, I need to be in there to give it a little bit of gas. Alright, I just measure what came out and then put the same in again. And again. And I'd say again. Oh, this should be the last flush. I've lost count. Nice. Yeah, that looks heaps better. It's in a dark tray, but yeah, that's very nice. I know my oil pump's pretty damn good too. That blasts it out. That's 4 litres. Oh, that should do. I put 25 litres through it. Yeah, I'm not going to show them all because I think you'd get bored if you watched how long I flushed this for. So I'll probably just show the first and last one, which is this one. Oh, that's all done now. All back together. That should work much better. So, yeah, 25 litres through the auto, another 3 litres through the power steering, plus engine oil. This car should be happy. Well, I'm done with the Jaguar. So I'll put it on the ground. I'll take it for a drive tomorrow. Can't be bothered today. happy Christmas and have a good New Year from me and Jack here. What are you up to, kitty? You're making sure I've done a good job, are you? Ah. Yes, he's right. I do need to do the radiator next. I want to take it out and just send it out for a resolder and rotting and flush. Very good pick, Jack. Anything else I need to do? Strange little creature. Yeah, the wiper motor is getting a bit old in this. Don't worry everyone, I've taught him not to walk on cars with claws out. He's never scratched a car. Oops, I cleaned my engine. Underneath and on top. Everything's nice now. I'll do those oil leaks very shortly. Maybe when the shop's open I'll get the parts and do it over New Year's.